What is up, guys? Okay, today we are going to write an introduction from a gateway prompt. It's super easy to do. I know sometimes it seems like it's difficult, but it's really easy. And I'm going to show you how to do it today. Okay, so couple things really quickly. Your introduction is the shortest part of your gateway essay. It is 3 sentences at max, okay? And it could be a little bit more than that, but definitely it doesn't have to be longer than 3 sentences, okay? There's 3 big component parts to any introduction in a science or social studies gateway topic, okay? So you'll notice here in the, we go from very, very broad, okay, to more specific, to finally your thesis statement, okay? And there are a lot of things in the prompt that can help you with these pieces, okay? So the very first sentence, okay, is it's answering this question. Why do we study this science? How is it important to the world? What would happen to life on Earth if this science did not exist? Okay, so you're thinking big picture here. Okay, why do we study it? Why do we study chemistry? Why is all this stuff important, right? Same thing with the social studies. All right, so we go broad. Our second sentence starts to narrow it down a little bit. We go a little bit more specific. We start to define the science more specifically. So if we're talking about chemistry, then up here and why it's important, then as we begin to define it, we might have a definition of some sort, right? Like about solutions or saturation levels or the dissolving process, okay? And finally, to your thesis. Okay, so let's start out really, really broad with the, this is the prompt that we are dealing with, okay? So it is on photosynthesis and cellular respiration and their connection to each other, okay? And the writing task, and again, I wanted to say this also, this is the background information, okay? Background information, you can pull pieces of it to put in your introduction, but you should definitely not copy it word for word, okay? Scientific background is to activate prior knowledge, okay? It's basically there to tell you what the prompt is going to be about. All right, writing task is the focus of your essay. Focus of your essay, this is where your thesis statement should come from, okay? Your main thing that you're going to do. All right, and it says write an essay that explains the role of photosynthesis and cellular respiration in the recycling of matter, okay? So this is a big giant cycle, a big circle between photosynthesis and cellular respiration, okay? And when you get the gateway essay, right, the prompt, you can do all of this stuff. It's important to do this stuff. And then finally, the last part of the prompt is the bullets themselves, okay? Bullet 1, bullet 2, bullet 3. And these things will usually turn into your body paragraphs. I know that's kind of formulaic in nature, but it totally works, okay? So thesis statement comes from here. Intro can come from all of this kind of together, and then your bullet points, all right? So let's go back. We need a broad, overarching statement about the importance of photosynthesis. Let's take a look. Why do we study it? Why is it important? Okay. Without photosynthesis and cellular respiration, comma, because that's an opening dependent clause, life on Earth would cease to exist. Okay, that's the big statement, the big broad idea. If we didn't have these 2 processes, recycling energy and matter, hey, we wouldn't be here. Plants wouldn't be here. Plants wouldn't be able to produce sugar and oxygen for humans and other living organisms to take in and process in our mitochondria and exhale carbon dioxide. Okay, I'm getting carried away there. But you see the big idea. So it's just a very, very sort of profound statement about why we study these things. Okay, that's sentence 1. Very, very broad. Sentence 2, again, is going to get a little bit more specific. We want to define photosynthesis. We want to define cellular respiration to a certain extent. All right, let's take a look. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay. Both take several steps to create energy within the organelles of cells. See, I'm getting more specific here. I'm narrowing my focus. These processes are the key in how life has evolved and become diverse as we know it. Okay, let me pull this bad boy out just a second. And, okay. So I did add a sentence. That's okay, right? We've got our hook, our why do we study this, and then we've defined it a little bit more, okay? All right. So we're going from broad to specific. Okay, finally we want to get to our thesis statement, and we want to respond to the writing task here. Okay? So let's look at the writing task. The writing task is asking us to explain the role, write an essay that explains the role of photosynthesis and cellular respiration and the recycling of energy and matter. Okay, let's see if we can do that. And I always like to use although when I start my thesis statement. So it says, although cellular respiration and photosynthesis have different processes, because they do, comma, they work together in the recycling of energy and matter. Okay, check it out. Super important here. Look at this. I have talked about how they are independent processes, and I'm also mentioned the whole recycling energy and matter. So essentially, you are changing this writing task and making it into a statement. All right, let's take it as a whole. Okay, 3 parts. Without photosynthesis and cellular respiration, life on Earth would cease to exist. Both take several steps to create energy within the organelles of cells. These processes are the key in how life has evolved and become as diverse as we know it. Although cellular respiration and photosynthesis have different processes, they work together in the recycling of energy and matter. Okay, so 3 parts. Why? Why do we study? Define it, and then answer the writing task. Okay, let's write our own.